It's really scary, Shawn, because you'll recall they didn't let anyone else in. They didn't let, you were sort of at, when normally you would have had an advocate in a son or a daughter or spouse at the bedside running interference. These people were hospitalized and they were isolated. They had no one there to advocate for them. I myself was hospitalized for an orthopedic. I was a trauma patient and got hospitalized for something that would have been relatively simple, had to have surgery. And I have only 2 allergies in my life. I'm allergic to polyethylene glycol, which happens to be a key component of the vaccines, and I'm allergic to tetanus toxoid. I had anaphylaxis to tetanus. And those are on the front of my chart. When you go to hospitalized, they put in big letters, your allergies. While I was hospitalized, I had no less than 50. I am not exaggerating. Doctors, nurses come in during my hospitalization and say, Dr. Victor, you really need to get your vaccine. I said, have you looked at my chart? In front of my chart says I am allergic. I have anaphylaxis to polyethylene glycol. And their answer was, yeah, but you're here in the hospital. So if you have anaphylaxis, we'll be able to treat you. Let me tell you.
Did you want that?
If I told
unreal, unbelievable. Well, I'm sorry, you have an allergy to penicillin. We're going to give it to you, but we're going to give it to you after we give it to you.
You would lose your license, Shawn. And I honestly, but I was in there, you're solo, you're isolated, you have no family there, no friends there, nobody there. I would sleep with one eye open. I'm thinking they're going to come in the night and give me that dang shot, And so it is, and I'm a physician who knows the system, who knew all of the studies. Yeah. So I was able to avoid it only because, but can you imagine if you were truly ill? I wasn't ill. I had an injury. I wasn't, suffering with a pneumonia and, or whatever else. I was able to advocate for myself. The millions and millions of people who couldn't do that ended up not only getting vaccines they didn't want, vaccines they didn't need because they'd already recovered from, or medications like remdesivir. They didn't get the medications that would have helped them, steroids, hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, whatever else, blood thinners, anticoagulants, the other things that would have saved them. I mean, this was really, really, I think evil is not too strong a word.
Well, in a lot of ways, if you look at what happened, it was also politicians that were practicing as physicians. It was hospital CEOs practicing as physicians, big pharma, it was all across the board, taking away the thought process on how to handle a patient. If they were practicing medicine, they would have looked at your chart.
Right.
Well, that would be the first start.
Yeah. Well, it's the point, Janet, is exactly right. Everyone became, an expert. You had everyone on mainstream media preaching, that you needed to be vaccinated because these vaccines would keep you from getting, you wouldn't be able to transmit, you wouldn't end up with the hospital. They're making fun of, deriding, ridiculing anybody who suggested, quote, horse paste, having no idea what these medications are, having no idea, understanding even what it means for a medication to be FDA approved or to use something off-label. Using medications off-label, quote unquote, is a cornerstone of medicine. Upwards of 27% of all prescriptions written are written off-label, meaning for something for which the drug company didn't pursue an indication.